good hello and good day. This is Johnny Lodge, your host at Real People Good News, and this is December the 23rd, almost Christmas, everybody. This is just really a great thing. We're coming to you with a special Christmas edition of Real People Good News, where you, the real people, are the news. And this first part, it'll be in two parts, two small parts. This first part is a tribute to my mother, and it was inspired by my sister, Megan Cox. And for those of you who don't know, which none of you probably know, that Megan is Caucasian and I am black, which doesn't make a difference, but you'll hear some of that in the story that, we are basically brothers and sisters, though. Both families have been together for a long time, but she inspired me to say something about my mother. And this first part will be about my mother, who is Hurticine Lodge, which I'm just so blessed and grateful to have been raised by. Me, my oldest sister, Marianne, my second oldest sister, Tammy, and my older brother, James, or Earl. Four children were raised by this great woman that worked tirelessly. She worked for, met this family, the Cox family, Mr. Joe, which had his business that he built with his own two hands, which is a very prominent construction business, which now is run by his son, Jeff Cox, which also I consider as my brother, which is a great man with his girlfriend, Kay. They're really great people, and Miss Ann Cox, his mom. But my mother had worked for them for quite some time, and she just has been a great inspiration in the family with all the children that she had raised, and worked for the Cox family. Megan being one of them, which is in the medical field. She's very successful. And Jeff, which is running the business, now CEO or president of the construction business that his father had started, and he has just taken it to a whole nother level. He has employed Hispanic, black, white, you name it, and he does much charity work. So I think we need to give him kudos for that. But Jeff really loves my mother, and he treats her just like his own mother. He calls her his mother, and even on the Mother's Day, he would get both his mother and my mom, and he would basically cook for them whatever they like, and it would just be a great get together. So, but that says something about my mom. She is a great mom, and I'm so blessed to still have her with us. We celebrated her 80th year anniversary, and I told her we were looking for the 100 year anniversary, but she taught us how to be young men. We didn't sit around like children do today. We didn't lay around in the bed. We had to get up, we had to work, cut grass, do chores, do, basic things. She taught us how to be young men. And she also taught us how that, not to lie, to be honest, to be a person of your word, to work hard, to have dignity, to respect and love people and respect your elders. We were brought up in the day where you would get a whipping down the street if you did something, and they would call home. You get another whipping when you got home. But it made us great, strong people. My brothers, my sister, my sister's my brother, all of us, nobody's in jail. No, my sister Tammy passed, which, we look for God to take care of all things, but we lost her this year. But mom, she has just been a total blessing. She made sure that we had everything that we needed for school, for, even if she didn't have what she needed, she made sure that we did. She went the extra mile. She has a good name in the community. People love her from all over, and she just is a great blessing unto so many. And we just thank the Cox family for just loving us for so long, and we have had a lot of good things, things that we've done together. And just I thank God for my mother, and she would it was no laying in the bed on Sunday morning after you've done whatever you want to do on the weekend. You was getting up and you was going to church. It was no laying around, and that's what's wrong with the society now. If you don't have respect for God and for your elders, for your parents, then anyone else doesn't have a chance. We wouldn't think about raising our hand to our mother. It's just, that was unheard of. But this segment is just about what she has done as a mother is just outstanding, and so many things that I could say, but I'm just so grateful. And this part is thank you, Mom, for being who you are. People call her Herdicine, some people call her Bay, and my nephew Snoop calls her Meemaw. And so she's still the matriarch of this family, and I just thank God for her. So if those of you that have good mothers in your life who raised you, who did their best, who gave their all, because a good mother would turn a 2 pieces of bread and a piece of meat and some grits or greens into a meal. She know how to do things that are just amazing. She can turn clothes that are raggedy and worn. She can sew them up and wash them and fix them up and send you on your way with your head up. Yeah, she just instill that pride and that dignity in you. So tell your mothers you love them. Tell your mothers thank you. Do something great for them. We're in the Christmas season and the season of Thanksgiving as well. And we just want to thank God for this time that we have with family and friends. So Real People Good News is about telling good news that inspire, good news about ordinary people like yourself. So if you have any stories, you can send it to jklodges@yahoo.com. jklodges@yahoo.com. Remember at the end of this segment to like, share, and to subscribe, and that will really help us grow this channel. But this is good news, people, so be encouraged. And the second part of this segment is a true story, which the names and everything are not very familiar, but this was during the Christmas time, probably the winter, probably one of our northern states, and this was at a hotel, and this was a story about a hotel clerk, that the hotel during this busy time of the year, which people were traveling, all the hotels in town were filled, including that one. So in comes this elderly Caucasian gentleman and his wife. They had been traveling on a business meeting, and they needed somewhere to stay. And they come to the front desk and asked the clerk, said, "Do you have a room?" He sadly said, "No, sir. I'm so sorry that we don't have any rooms available. All the rooms are booked all across town." And so the elderly gentleman turned around slowly with his wife and kind of sad and said, "Well, dear, I guess we'll have to just sleep in our car tonight until we get on our way in the morning." And as he began to walk out, the clerk just could not bear to allow this elderly gentleman and his wife to sleep in their car. And he said, "Excuse me, sir." He said, "I'm the hotel clerk." He said, "But they allow me to sleep in a little room back in the back here. It's not very much to it, but it's enough for you and your wife. If y'all wouldn't mind taking that room, and I'll sleep out here in the lobby." And he said, "Are you sure, young man?" And the young man said, "Yes." So he took as he took that room, and the next morning, when he got up and he checked on the elderly couple, they were getting ready to leave and get on the road. They had a great night's sleep, and he said, the older gentleman says, "Young man," he said, "you would make a great manager of hotels. How you treat your customers, and you treat people, and you go the extra mile, and you really show compassion and concern." And he gave him a card and said, "One day I'm going to send you an invitation to come visit me." And he lived in another state, so the clerk didn't think anything about it. He said, "Oh, that's kind of nice. This, nice gentleman, probably made a friend that he just wants to keep in contact." So he didn't think anything of it. So the old man left. So months and months passed by, and he gets this invitation in the mail, and the invitation has a plane ticket attached to it. And he told him to come fly to New York or wherever the place may be, Chicago or whatever big city in our country. And when the young man took the flight, he made it to this big luxurious hotel, which the cab driver brought him to that hotel. And He walks in, and there's the elderly gentleman. And the elderly gentleman, he said, hello, how are you doing, young man? He said, fine, sir, how are you doing? And he said, I'm doing great. He said, the young man asked him, he said, are you staying here at this hotel? And he said, no, I'm not. I'm just meeting you here. And he said that if you would come this way. So he followed the older gentleman. The older gentleman went to the counter. He reached behind the counter and gave him a set of keys and he said, what is this? He said, you remember when I said that you would make a great hotel manager? He said, yes. He said, well, I own I think it was either the Waldorf or either the Hilton hotels. He owned all of the hotels. And he said, now you are my manager. So look at what being kind opened the door for this gentleman. So this Christmas season, this season of thanks, giving thanks to God, even for the Savior that he sent into the world, let us not be about what we can get, what do we have, and comparing and all this, but let us give of ourselves encouragement to other people. This is good news that will just, it is amazing, how kindness, God is correct when he said you shall reap what you sow, do unto others as you will have them do unto you. And these are things that we need to practice, and it makes life worthwhile, even how evil and how dark these days are. But that if we can show the love of God, it will brighten somebody's life. It will uplift somebody's day, and great blessings are in it. Look at what happened to this man. This is a true story. Because he was kind and he went the extra mile to help someone else, look at the door of blessing that it opened for him. So I want you to be encouraged. This is the end of this segment, and you have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. Don't forget the birth of the Savior, to attend church and to have service and to acknowledge God. And we just appreciate you. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. This has been Real People Good News, Johnny, and we will see you in the new year with a new segment. God bless.